you can turn anything to magic if you want to. You've got all the tools inside who you are to achieve all the goals you want to achieve. And this is your time to shine. Hello, all you beautiful, enlightened people. Welcome back. I am back for a full moon in Taurus, the Beaver Moon of November. And, I should say welcome back to Greece, because I don't know if you remember, but this is our setting for the Cancer Moon of January. So here we are once more. Before we kickstart this video, I just want to let you know that I have two little surprises for you. So stay tuned. I'm going to reveal them to you throughout the video. One of them is our little community, and then one is a PDF about the full moons that you can download later. A beaver moon is so called this way by the Native Americans because it is when the beavers start to cut up little pieces of wood and start building their homes and their nests for the winter. And if you think about it, November being the month of Scorpio, being the month of a fixed part of the zodiac, so this energy is fixed, is stable, is constant, is always the same, it's not supposed to change, it's supposed to be a settler. What we feel towards this welcoming of autumn, of really stabilizing the season of autumn, is that we start developing our inward activities, the activities we do with ourselves, the esoteric and inner hobbies, the time we spend home, especially when you live in the northern part of the globe, when you have less sunlight. For example, when in London, like 4 o'clock is already nighttime, sometimes 3 o'clock, or even in Norway, in Sweden, it's even earlier. We tend to see the things that we can do in the home. We start cleaning our homes, but we also start to tend to ourselves and see the activities that we do with ourselves. Then, of course, that's why you have a new moon in Scorpio then, because it's all about looking in depth. It's all about looking inside yourself. So the Beaver Moon of November really brings you to this new cycle of creation. Full moon is always about creation. It's always about enhancing something. It's always about bringing more attention to something that you are already building. We probably started building this in the Libra moon, like the ideas and the concepts of what is it that I want to involve myself in this next season, like for this period now. How is it that I want to go and end my year? That's another very interesting concept of this full moon. It's one of my favorite moons of the year. This and the Cancer moon of Jan, because they're two pivotal moons, I feel. They're two pivotal moons where we really align, not with the outward societal perspective of what we want to achieve out there, but what we want to achieve inside ourselves, you know? It's a very feminine aspect of existence, but the truth is you can go on about all the dreams and goals that you want, but if you don't feel at one with yourself, when you don't feel at one with when you don't feel whole in those, that's the worst feeling in the world, you know? When you get to your goal, when you reach your goal, when you achieve the dream and it feels like nothing, you know? It's sometimes it happens, right? Like, man, I'm here, but I thought this would feel different. And that, in my opinion, happens because the inner work is not done. There is a sense of self-fulfillment and contentment and peace, most of all, that comes with these energies of Taurus and Cancer, and that we work in the month of November. So what is this moon going to be about? We had a massive portal on the 11/11. It was, I don't know if you felt it or not, but here on the island, the wind even quit. Like the Cyclades are super, super windy. Like the wind stopped. It just started raining. There was thunderstorms all over. Like freaking Zeus woke up that day, and it had not rained until then. This was the first. I was gonna say monsoon. This was the first rain of the island since spring. So, on this moon, what aspects are we going to be dealing with? I'm just going to say it straight quickly. We have a moon quintiling Saturn, which is cool. We have Saturn quintiling Uranus, which is, wow, amazing. And we have Sun biquintiling Chiron, so all very happy aspects, you know, all about creation and moving forward. We have a Chiron sextiling Jupiter. And then we have two squares of Venus to the nodes, the north and the south node, obviously. And last but not least, we have a Mars quintiling Lilith. This is incredible. I've never seen a moon so so full of positive aspects in a very long time. What I mean positive is not in relation to good or bad. Such thing does not exist in the universe. Positive is when something is being created. So you're going to have to put that, sense of creativity and breeding and creation that it resides inside of you when you recollect on this Beaver Moon, and you will put these things out into the world. You will make things come into fruition. There's not a lot of negative aspects. Not. Like the negative aspects are, for example, the semi-sextiles, the sesqui-squares, the semi-squares, the oppositions. It's a very negative aspect. You really need to stop what you're doing. And the square, in my opinion, works in both ways. You create as much as you destroy. It's kind of a volcanic eruption, right? You breed out a lot of things, but then after you put 10 things in the world or 10 ideas that are rumbling in your head, then you see, oh no, wait, only 2 of these are actually something that aligns with me right now. And this is exactly the feeling of this moon. You're going to feel you're going to be like flashing your way through life, doing a shit ton of things, but then in reality, that is part of the process. So this is one of the important lessons of this moon, first of all. Don't castrate yourself because you started 20 things. That's the point. That's the point. Then comes the process of deciding what aligns with you right now. But in truth, we have to experiment in order to understand what's aligning with us in the moment and what's beneficial for the medium-term and long-term goals we have. I'm talking a lot about goals. It's something that I always talk about a lot. It's true. But it's also the age we are living. Pluto being in between Capricorn and Aquarius is leading us to really look forward in our life. It's not just, sitting on this porch and gazing around and, yeah, this is my territory, this is so nice. No, it's about you stepping up to the highest point view, or highest viewpoint, and from there had that hawk vision of seeing, okay, what is the empire? What is the grander vision that I want? What is the greater thing that I want to achieve? And then from that vision, from that perspective, you see, okay, what is like priority number 1? And then suddenly all the micromanaging falls down. And you see, okay, yeah, there is a house to do, there's laundry to do, there's friends to visit, there's my mom, there's my boyfriend, but me, like, what is the one thing that I have to do to put me, okay? So that all the other things, I do it like that, quickly, effectively, and promptly. All these quintiles are amazing. So moon quintile Saturn will bring us a sense of, when you want something and in the beginning is so exciting, but then as time goes by and you don't accomplish it in 2 seconds or 2 days, what happens is the feelings start being overwhelming and your head starts going into the fear mode. Oh, well, what if? All that is gone on this aspect. So the sense that this full moon will bring is a sense of, okay, this can go wrong, but it can also go right. Again, because a quintile is a positive energy, is an energy of a creation. So you won't see the lack. You won't see the sense of, oh, this can go wrong. No, you will see, I can do this to counter that. So it's a very plan B, C, D, E, kind of feeling. Like you will always feel you have a backup answer to anything that comes against you, anything that comes as an obstacle to you. It's also a very emotionally stabilizing moon. If you are someone who's indecisive about something, namely within your partnerships, when I mean partnerships is not romantic, is your commitments, or even, that can be romantic. So if you have a commitment to someone, to something, or even a job, a situation, a project, something that you are committed to, responsible for, but you feel you're not navigating it so well, this will bring you that clarity that you're looking for. So use it. And then do the second stage of this. Since you have the clarity, now make a decision. Truly commit to it and truly change your life. Because the quintile is here to bring you all this sense of serenity and peace. But in truth, then it's your decisions that lead to your actions that change your life. It's not just, watching the online course and waiting for God to become rich. No, you really need to, and it may sound very basic what I'm saying, very 101, but in truth, we don't do this. In our day and age, in our modern society, We get such dopamine rushes all the time with all the lifestyles that we take and we lead, that we lead through social media and through the bombarding like dopamine rush that is Netflix these days. And the amount of constant stimuli that we put in ourselves. Our brain gets so overpowered with all this information and this load that then the body shuts down. So we just stay on the realm of conceiving. This is also the dark side of Pluto in Aquarius. You stay on your mind. You stay on the hawk vision, perspective, conceiving. But you never decide on anything and you never fucking commit to it. You need to really do that stage, and you really need to do that part. And that's where you feel most alive, because in truth, the one thing that man is here to do is to act. You go on about your life absorbing information and experiences, then you decide on which experiences you desire and want, and then you commit to them and you go after them. Saturn being quintiling Uranus makes you feel very comfortable and saying the things that you want to say and being the person that you want to be. Think that you're someone that when you go to a business meeting or any agreement moment, any moment to show some a certain status and posture and image of yourself, and like, the alpha in you needs to come out. And then you don't say certain things because, oh no, this is too idiotic, or this is too goofy, or this is... you will see that probably this side of you will like purge out of you kind of instantly, randomly, and very suddenly, very, very suddenly. You don't even think about it. And the beauty of this is you're being squeezed by the universe to be authentic. And the most beautiful part of it is that people will give you very, very incredible feedback, like very positive feedback. They'll say, "Oh my God, you're so funny. I didn't know you had this in you." Like, it's like it's refreshing to feel this energy on such a formal and serious environment. And then you see, I had this in me all along. I could have used it until now. I didn't know. So, this is a very micro aspect of the moon and a very micro dosage of it. But still, you will feel that you can be yourself very authentically. And that's really nice. On the other hand, on the squares, this is probably the best aspect so far. Venus is squaring the nodes, north and south, both. So this is a beautiful T-square here. Where is she? Where's Lilith? I can't find her. Ah, there she is. I know this is a white moon. I got both moons here. Ah, there it is. Yeah. Dang. Right, Lilith's in Libra. Oof. Yeah, so... yeah, Lilith's in Libra. Yeah, that's nice. Why did I look for Lilith in Libra? Because I knew she was there. Because Venus is about romantic relationships. Venus is in Capricorn, so it's about the commitment that you're making to a loved one. Being square the nodes are your destiny. It's your life's mission. So your life's mission is at odds with your romantic relationships. Right now, you're going to see either two things. Either you are in a square spectrum where you actually look at this person in your life and you see, okay, no more hustle, no more like convulsive emotions, like I need to stop the noise, and this person is part of my creation, the creation of my mission, the creation of my path. This person is part of my destiny, even if it's not my life's partner, even if it's not forever. Right now is forever, even if forever is a year or two, Or you're going to be on the opposite spectrum of this square, and you're going to feel like when you look into the pros and cons of the relationship, you'll see this person is not at all aligned with my values, my life's mission, again, your hawk vision, the perspective, the empire I want to build for myself. So I think it's time to break up. And it's funny that I have a client on this situation. We've been going back and forth with some messages. And yesterday she texted me, she's on this, with this example. She has a boyfriend, but she's like, man, this isn't going well. Like, I'm feeling a bit sidelined here. And there's a side of him that's being revealed that it doesn't agree with me for too long now. And she's like, I don't think I can take it until the full moon. Because she was thinking about giving it until the end of the year, So then when she told me this, I was like, yeah, that square of Venus to the nodes, is really making you think about like who you want to keep in your life. This also obviously applies to friends, because Venus is our friends, our goofy connections. And you might decide that some of your friends might come in business with you in a way, or be part of or something that you're creating now, or they might have a job opening for you, like a side thing, not a main thing, I'd say. I have a little surprise to all of you guys. If you enjoy this sort of content, if you enjoy this sort of approach on astrology, I just created a community where we can connect with each other more easily, so to say. I created a little Facebook private group that you can join, where I'll post more videos in detail and sometimes more tools how to navigate astrology in your life, so you can better navigate the beautiful waves of the sky. So the link to the Facebook group will be in the description box below. So just click in there and join us. It is a beginning, but I think it's going to be amazing. So Mercury is sextiling Lilith, which gives us an amazing open gateway to do beautiful shadow work. What is shadow work? Shadow work is bringing the unconscious. Sorry, very wrong. Shadow work is bringing the subconscious to the conscious. So that's why we reject, that's why we repulse, that's why we feel triggered by certain people, experiences, situations. It's because that part of us is subconscious. It does not have enough roots to become part of the light and embodied and used personality. So we reject it. It's like, yep, not time for me right now. Why is this good for shadow work? Because shadow work begins and ends with you being vulnerable about the things you don't like about yourself. Mercury being sextiling the Lilith, makes you feel very clear and very mentally organized when it comes to expressing that vulnerability. A little bit emotionless, not emotionless, but from a place of true wisdom, It's really nice. It's like you did the journey, you did the path, you did the pilgrimage, inside your emotions and yourself, and now you just... I used to feel very shameful about this, but now I realize that shame allowed me to stay in my cave and to really deal with my emotions, and now I see that, disappearing from the world is nothing to be ashamed of, something like this. So, things that you felt you've been repressing, and again, Lilith is a lot about shame and guilt, mostly. Things that you feel guilty about and you're ashamed of being like that, it all is a cycle in itself. Right now is a moment where you feel you can really open to the world and say, this is kind of how I feel, but it's what it is. I can't change it. I shoving it inside a chest and locking it with a million lockers and keeping it away from the world is not going to change anything. So why not just put it out there as it is, right? Lilith is also quintiling Mars. So you might experience a lot of somatic healing. You know what somatic healing is? Is when when your body exerts your emotions through physical expression. So you might experience that, you have shivers, or you have hot flashes, or shiverings, you feel really cold suddenly. And all this is just because you are mentally changing, because your perspective on who you are and what you do is changing. What tends to happen is that those emotions can't be retained in your lymphatic system anymore. So they just vessel themselves out because you, again, went through the experience, you made a decision, you committed to that decision by speaking about it, and now you flushed it out, quite literally. Lilith is in Libra and Mars is in... Where's Mars? Mars is in Leo. This can come as hot flashes like hell. And a lot of chest, cardiac, sudden heartbeats, How the fuck do you say this in English? Tachycardia, is that how you say it? I learned it in Portuguese, so I don't know how to say it in English. You have more heartbeats than usual, okay? I don't know how to say that technically in English. All right, I said I had two little surprises, so here's the second one. The first one was the Facebook group, the private Facebook community that we have. You can join us anytime, link in the box. And the second one is a PDF that you can use to work the magic of the moon. This PDF contains all 12 moons, 12 full moons, and it's in a way it is a way for you to navigate the energies every 6 months, because as you know, signs complete each other every 6 months. Cancer in January complements itself in July with the Capricorn moon. So everything that you start on a full moon, because full moon is all about creation, everything you start on the full moon, you tend to see it coming through your life until and throughout those 6 months. So when you do have a chart to work with the moon, you really get to see, damn, this is how I was feeling. These were my desires back then. These were the things that I wanted to let go. And then I think it's really, really helpful. I've been doing this since the beginning of my life, since my astrology-based life. And it's incredible for you to look back and to look into the future ahead and see, wonder what's going to happen next May, since now we're in a moon in November. What's going to happen next May when the Taurus meets its new moon and when the Scorpio meets its full moon? It's going to be amazing. And where can you find this PDF? You can find this PDF inside the Facebook community. So come join us, come hang, come speak with like-minded people, because we're all in here searching for some sort of orientation. This one is free. You'll find all the people that are aligned with you, because if you're aligned with this sort of message, probably the people that are there are aligned with it as well. So I'll see you then. Chat me, text me in private. Just come say hello. I'll say hello to all of you when you come in. It's a brand new group and you're going to enjoy it very, very much. Now, back to the video. On the moon itself, which is normally when I start, but today is where I end. The moon herself is in a degree of Capricorn. So Taurus is all about your self-worth. You get to that self-worth by acknowledging your senses, the things that make you feel good. You choose them to your life, and then you develop your tastes. You say, I like this color, or I like my Viking boat, or I love my laptop, like I love it clean this way, or I like this setting, or I enjoy this weather. Like you define all the things you like and that you don't like, the yeses and nos of your life. The yeses and no build up to values, like you value loyalty, you value beauty, you value symmetry in aesthetic and beauty, you value nice people, you value cultural people, you value people that take care of themselves physically. You know, all these develop your values. And the more you develop your own values and you know what you want and what you don't want, you start defining your territory. And it's very easy for you to set boundaries, like, yes, this person is for me, this experience is for me, this person is not for me, this experience is not for me. And you don't feel any constraint or uneasiness about saying no. The beauty of boundaries, right? The more you define your territory, Taurus, the more worthy you feel, because you start clarifying the environment around you, and you really go inside and see, this is me, this is what I do, these are my attributes, and this is how I am good to the world and useful to the world, and this is how I'm part of the natural cycle of life. These are the personality traits that I'm bringing to the world, to mankind, to my society, to my community. So I am worth it because of it. And this has a lot to do with money. The more we feel worthy of something, the more money we get. It's as simple as that. When we truly, you can ask this to any entrepreneur, I feel. Those are the best. In the beginning is always really hard because no one understands what the hell they're doing, in the sense of what is the true value that I'm providing for people in my product. When that becomes clear, money flows in. And I don't think this is something very conscious in society, but you start making so many things, taking so many steps, going through so many stages, and engaging in so many different things, that then you define your product and define. And the more you define, the better reviews you get. And then you really start seeing the true worth of your product. And as you do that, then you see that you see your worth. The more worthy you feel, the more money you make. All this leads to confidence, obviously, because you confide in who you are, you know. Confinement, confide, confidence, it's all the same. It's like knowing your limit, knowing your barrier, knowing your territory in a more inward and like physical, bodily way. And as you do that, you feel self-esteem. A full moon in Taurus is all about this. The ways you will feel this is all the things that I described before. These are like the focus points where you will feel more worthy, more capable, in a way, more achievable, if I can grammarly put this here. Taurus is the sign that leads us to accomplishment. Taurus is the sign of accomplishment. It's not the sign of starting something. That's for the Libras and the Cancers and the Capricorns and the Aries. Like, they're the cardinal signs. They're the ones that start, they kickstart seasons. Spring, autumn, winter, summer. The fixed signs like Taurus are the ones that build. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. Those are the builders, the sustainable. They can endure on very long periods of doing the same thing because they know the power of it. They know the power of consistency in building the foundational blocks. So Taurus is the sign that in us wants to finish in style. It wants to finish in quality. It wants to finish well according to my values. It doesn't move forward until it's perfect almost. Not in the sense of, also sometimes in the sense of an aesthetic perfection, but in the sense of reaching the maximum amount of quality they can get. Tauruses are accomplishers. And in here, by the looks of this moon, being in a degree of Capricorn, the accomplishment is about your status. The accomplishment is about your ambitions. If you have, and so much Lilith energy leads me to believe that if you're going through a time in your life that you feel a little bit foggy and lost and adrift in a way, and you feel that somehow you've lost like the road signs of your own path, that you've lost clarity on which way to turn, this moon will clarify that. This moon will enlighten you. This moon will tell you the one thing that your heart desires the most, the one way to reach like that happiness. And you will see that it'll be very easy for you to see the negatives as something you can turn around, instead of the negatives taking over everything else and you just give up on it, which happens to us all the time, right? So this is a very achievable moon. It's a moon that's gonna inspire you to get going and really feel empowered by your own abilities, your own capabilities, and see that you can turn anything to magic if you want to. You've got all the tools inside who you are to achieve all the goals you want to achieve. And this is your time to shine. Thank you so much for watching this video, my love. It is a pleasure to share my knowledge of astrology with you, of lifetimes, and to provide the orientation that the stars are kind of giving to us at this very moment. If you like this approach to astrology, if you enjoy this video, share the video with all your friends and come hang out in our private community. Follow the link down below because, it's when we are together that we go further in life. You know the drill, new videos almost every week, and I'll see you on the next moon. But until then, stay light and stay golden.